Well, hello again, boys and girls, and welcome to you, my perhaps a new viewer to one of my videos there. Always on the quest for looking for old steel, especially where I live here in the Rust Belt. Anyway, I'm here in the Verdun borough of Montreal, and found a nice old Chevy there. Chevy G20, Vandera. Or perhaps it's older than that, where they didn't call them Vandera, because the Vandera name started, what, in the mid-80s, I think? Yeah, this is a really old van. Holy shit, I would say about, 77, 78. Got the round headlights, so I'll say 78, maybe 79, I'm not sure about that. And when I was walking up from behind, I was actually sure that it was younger than that because of the color. That's a more modern type of color, not modern like 70s, how could I explain that? Modern like, this looks like the kind of color that was more on like the last years for this type of van, that is to say 89 to 95. And this one again, you know, it's, I don't know, maybe it is, maybe it's just the front clip actually is off at 77, 78, even though it says Chevy van, you know, fucking C10, whatever. Look at the grill's been painted, the bumper's been painted. I don't know, you know? Yeah, I don't know. And come to think of it, I'm going to scratch that. I'm going to go back to what I was thinking when I first walked up from behind. No, this thing actually I think is really from the 80s or early 90s. Yeah. Some black painted bumpers. You know? Oh, God, did you see how ugly that is? Oh, my God almighty. It's so fucking depressing. You know, I think I'm going to start smoking weed again because every time I go out, I get depressed. You know, by the sights of all these silly looking fucking cars and vans and buses. They look silly. They look like fucking toys, man. That's not how it used to be, for fuck's sake, you know? There was a time when all types of vehicles had a serious look to them. They looked menacing, or they looked, I don't know, happy, and you know, it made sense. And look, I'm looking at this thing, you know, a good few feet off the ground, and it makes sense to me. Not this fucking Kia bullshit. Fucking Toyota Yaris. No offense to my sister-in-law who had one. I don't know, I guess, like I've said it before, you know, being old school is not, it's not cracked up what it used to be, frankly. So, oh yeah, check this out. I like the antenna. Look at the antenna here. Looks like a CB type antenna put on an angle. That's weird. I like that. Got the fog lights on there, ready to go into the fucking back roads. Huh? Yeah, that's about it. I could, of course, look underneath, but you know, when you see a vehicle has no rust like that, it's not winter driven. And if it was a long time ago before it was fucking restored. That's for sure. Probably somebody fucking living in there right now. It's got fucking drapes over the front there, got curtains, you know. Yeah. Nearing the 6 o'clock hour in the evening. See, I like this color. I hate the car. I want to get one last angle shot here for the thumbnail. There we go. Oh, by the way, for those of you who are long-time Montrealers like me, when I see an old Chevy, Dodge van around there, like a Econoline and so forth, with the raised roof like that for a camper, oftentimes, you know what it reminds me of? You guys remember downtown years ago, they would have these vans. They were these Vanderas and the Dodge Rams, and they were silver, and they would go around, they would collect all the fucking change from the parking meters before it became all, you know, computerized. I remember that. And why do you think that they had those fucking vans? Why do you think they didn't have like minivans, like Caravans or Eurostars instead? Because those couldn't cut the mustard, I guarantee, because these are fucking tough, man. They're tough, baby. They're made that way. Made to carry serious loads. I mean, you imagine how much a shitload of change weighs? I mean, think about it. Think how much, let's say a gallon, a paint can gallon full of coins, how much that would weigh. Woo! Let me tell you something. It weighs a lot, I know, because I worked at UNICEF once. Anyway, yeah, so your buddy's saying, adios, muchachos.